Judging by their interviews and gushy social media posts, Justin and Hailey Bieber are literally relationship goals. But what happens when the cameras are off? How does Justin really treat Hailey? Let's be honest, it's not like Justin doesn't have a long history of problematic behavior towards the girls he dates, and even he himself has admitted to being disrespectful to women in the past. One time, Justin went off on a random woman at the gym just because she was counting her reps out loud, and the woman even claimed Justin spat in her water bottle while she wasn't looking. Justin was also branded a misogynist after he slammed Taylor Swift for fighting back against her manipulative manager, Scooter Braun. During promotion of her album Lover in 2019, Taylor was involved in a highly publicized feud with Braun after Braun purchased her masters and prevented her from playing her old songs. Taylor accused Braun of trying to destroy her musical legacy and exercising tyrannical control over her career. But instead of offering his support to Taylor, Justin took Braun's side and made fun of Taylor on Instagram. Justin then posted a long message mansplaining why Taylor shouldn't have called out Scooter Braun and accusing her of just trying to get sympathy from her fans. Sure enough, Justin was scared of the fans' reaction, so he turned off the comments on his post, but Taylor's fans took to Twitter and accused Justin of being sexist. One fan tweeted at the time, "Justin Bieber is literally a misogynist. He cheated on Selena and then blamed his depression on her for breaking up with him." And even Selena Gomez, who dated Justin on and off for almost 8 years, has admitted that she felt like a victim in that relationship. Oh, and let's not forget, Justin defended Chris Brown multiple times and even said that Brown physically attacking Rihanna was just a mistake. So has Justin changed his ways since meeting Hailey? Well, he claims he has, but the fans are not so convinced. Some fans are even worried that the way Justin treats his wife Hailey off camera is very unhealthy, and here's their evidence. Justin is a hypocrite. In their February 2019 joint cover story for Vogue, Justin and Hailey opened up about their romance, and Justin bragged about how they didn't have before tying the knot. But that makes it sound like they waited for years, when in fact, Justin proposed to Hailey after less than 3 months of dating. As one fan pointed out, this explains the quick marriage. Waiting 2 months to have is the biggest of sacrifice. LMAO. Another person commented, so basically they just got married to have. Prior to meeting Hailey, Justin claimed he was celibate for a year because not having was a way for him to feel closer to God. "I think this can cause a lot of pain," Justin said, and added, "Sometimes people have because they don't feel good enough, because they lack self-worth. Women do that, and guys do that. I wanted to rededicate myself to God in that way because I really felt it was better for the condition of my soul, and I believe that God blessed me with Hailey as a result. There are perks. You get rewarded for good behavior." Wow, really? Talking about your wife as a God reward for not having sex? That's just weird. Some fans have also called Justin a hypocrite for trying to preach about self-worth and good behavior after he spent years being disrespectful to women and cheating on his ex-girlfriend, Selena Gomez. Justin slams the car door on Hailey. It's perfectly normal for two people in a relationship to get angry with each other occasionally, but it's the way you deal with that anger that speaks volumes about your character. And judging by the way Justin treats Hailey when he's upset, it seems like he still has some major anger issues. Just take a look at this footage of Justin violently slamming a car door in Hailey's face. Justin obviously knew Hailey was coming right behind him, but he tried to shut the door in her face and stormed away like a 2-year-old having a tantrum. A lot of fans think this just proves that Justin hasn't really changed his ways and that he obviously still has some major anger problems. One person tweeted, "So not only does Justin slam the door on Hailey as she gets out of the car, but he also acts like a raging lunatic when she beats him in an arcade game?" And this brings us to another incident during which Justin showed his true colors. So what exactly happened after Justin lost at an arcade game, and why did this make fans so worried about Hailey? Justin loses it over an arcade game. Back in February 2020, Hailey posted a since-deleted Instagram story showing she beat Justin at an arcade game with a score of 2,050 to his 500. And even though Hailey was obviously just teasing her husband about the score, Justin showed that he wasn't just a sore loser, but someone who can't control his anger to save his life.
Baby, I wasn't trying!
I beat you, accept it!
The fans immediately called out Justin for screaming at his wife over a silly game, and many of them said they were concerned for Hailey. The fans pointed out how this kind of unacceptable behavior is not how you react when you're just having fun. One person said that this isn't even the first time Justin has acted this way, and added that the singer has a pattern of behavior that isn't normal. Others agreed and said they were honestly low-key worried about Hailey because this is not normal, healthy behavior over losing an arcade game. According to one fan, all of this just proves that Justin is still an immature person with a very fragile ego. Justin is passive-aggressive. Besides his anger issues, Justin also often seems to get passive-aggressive with Hailey, and he doesn't even bother to hide it. This kind of behavior was evident in an Instagram Live video Justin and Hailey did to discuss with fans Justin's recent Lyme disease diagnosis. As Hailey was explaining what Justin's journey to diagnosis looked like, Justin rudely interrupted her, saying the fan asked him and not her.
She just answered, she was asking me. Huh?
For a split second, you can see Hailey looking worried and maybe even a little bit scared as she asked Justin to repeat what he said. At this point, Justin smiles as if to show he was joking, but he's definitely giving off a weird vibe here. Things got even more awkward after Hailey laughed nervously at Justin's "it's my Lyme disease, not your Lyme disease" joke. And even after Hailey tries to explain how she's been by Justin's side throughout it all and is probably as familiar with the condition as he is, Justin just keeps talking over her and acting like a moody teenager. To top it all off, he says, "Listen to me, woman," at one point, which, whether meant as a joke or not, is just a super cringy thing to say. The fans, of course, were appalled by Justin's behavior in the video and said Hailey deserves much better. One person commented, "Hailey is so nice to him. I don't know why she's putting up with his BS. After seeing this video, Justin is such a child and immature. My only thought is she loves him more than he loves her." And when one fan said Hailey looks like she is always afraid of saying something wrong, another person replied that this is a clear sign Justin has narcissistic personality disorder and added, "That's what it's like to be with someone with MPD, constantly walking on eggshells, being gaslit, etc." Justin still brings up Selena. As if constantly dealing with Justin's immaturity wasn't enough, Hailey also has to put up with a lot of hate from Selena Gomez's fans. Some of Selena's fans are always comparing Hailey to Selena and saying mean things about her looks. One fan even recently went so far as to try and rally fellow Selenators to go after Hailey during her scheduled Instagram Live and bombard her with comments about how Jelena was better. And though Justin hit back at this fan and called her a sad excuse of a human, he's the one who still brings up Selena's name every few months. Justin recently appeared in the music video for Drake and DJ Khaled's song Popstar and was shown lip-syncing to Selena's name. This prompted the fans to accuse Justin of still obsessing over his ex-girlfriend and being disrespectful to his wife. One person tweeted at the time, "Justin Bieber has tested positive for Obsession 19, as he can't seem to stop mentioning his ex. The star is currently undergoing treatment, but sources say it's futile." Justin definitely knew that his lip-syncing Selena's name would provoke this kind of reaction among fans, so why do it? It's not like he needs extra publicity. Plus, he knows just how much hate his wife gets from Selena's fans, so why go out of your way to give these fans even more reason to attack Hailey? It's all very strange, to say the least. So now I want to know how you feel about the way Justin treats Hailey. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below.